Good morning, fastest furs. I am Talcerase, your local friendly Emerald Dragon. And the game that you're seeing is Dragon, a game about a dragon. Spoilers, you play as a dragon named a dragon. And the company that developed this game is called Games with Dragons In. You would think the company, or the developer really likes dragons. So timing will start when I select start. I'll give you guys a countdown. Audience, if you want to help. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right. So, story about Dragon. His girlfriend's been kidnapped by the king because the king just does not want any more dragons in his kingdom. So, we're on a mission to rescue our girlfriend. So, in this first level, we're just going to traverse to the right, collect 40 gold in this level, grab the flame topaz here, which gives us an extra 1,000 gold. I'll explain in a couple levels what all this gold is for. Once we're up here, we're going to hop across. It tells us how to fly. You don't actually need to fly across that gap. And that's the very first level. So, Dragon is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's spread into 4 regions. There we go. The first one is the green grasslands. And each world does have extra, or it has 3 levels you have to do with an optional 4th. And in green grasslands, we will actually be doing all 4 levels. We just won't see the 4th level for quite some time. And you're probably wondering what's up with those sheep. Well, those sheep are kind of sick and tired of being pushed around, bossed around by both the King's Army and Dragon. It's so much that they will defy all sorts of physics, as demonstrated there. I do a little hover there to keep my speed going through. It's just a small optimization. And like I said, they'll just defy gravity. And the reason I keep running to the right once the sheep are there, once they've kind of started the chase on you, they are an instant kill. And so now we're on to Green Grasslands 3. And this level's a little frustrating when you're playing casually because there are lots of leaps of faith in here. There are multiple paths you can go. You can go the top route, which is the fastest route in the any % run. And there is a lower path, which does have a hidden treasure. We don't get that in the any % run, just because it's so out of the way. And by the end of this stage, we'll want at least 500 gold. So we're almost there. We're at 400. I'm gonna hop down. Again, those leaps of faith. Though, with the enemies being able to fire off screen, you're able to kind of judge where you need to be. And that is Green Grasslands 3. So we are going to upgrade our attack. And I should probably explain, this is a platformer RPG in the vein of tabletop RPGs. So all of our upgrades, oh, hey, that is actually really good RNG. That attack instantly makes the boss vulnerable. And I actually have not seen him do that attack since my last run back in 2023. So they've got 4 different attacks, which we have seen 3 of them. Let's see if they're going to give us a 4th. No, not quite. But after the first phase, they do have to do 2 attacks, and there's the 4th attack. And that's the boss. So now we're going to go Coast of Dragons 1. This is kind of the water section of the game. We're not going to see too much water parts, but it is there, as demonstrated by this fountain. We're going to jump over the waterfall to avoid triggering an animation, which does lose about 2 seconds when you do go into that animation. So as we continue through this, I have never seen that enemy just not attack. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. In these levels, we are introduced to more aquatic enemies, like a person that throws a dolphin in your general direction. Coast of Dragons 2, probably the easiest level, at least in any percent. All we have to do is go to the right to meet our friend. And there we go. We've met our friend. That's Coast of Dragons 2. And this is where we get our first divergence, where you can go to Coast of Dragons 3 or 4. In an old route, we used to go to Coast of Dragons 3. However, about a year and a half ago, I casually did 100% of this game and discovered a few things. Ended up doing some new routing, and I came up with my own new route. No one can stop me from doing so, since I'm currently the only runner of the game. Oh. So this is a little tricky because you have to fly over this flame. You're going to take a little damage. You can't just jump through it, unfortunately. And the reason we come up here, we're going to get the Diligence and Deduction, which gives our freeze duration a little longer. Now you're probably saying, hey, Tell, we haven't seen anything being frozen. What's up with that? That's because I don't actually have freeze breath yet. And we end Coast of Dragons 4. The sprinklers go on because Dragon tried to light his pipe right under the sprinkler heads. And here we go, our second boss. This is the Admiral. And for the most part, you really don't have to do much on this boss. You just kind of have to avoid the missiles, and the Admiral will kind of take care of themselves. This would be a great spot for any donations, announcements, and whatnot.
I'm not sure his battle tactic is very sound here. We do have a $50 donation from Tammy. The comment says, bork, 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 love you, bork, 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 Tammy. Also, good luck on the run. Also, bork. Thank you for your donation. That was put towards the game bid board DuckTales, which now puts DuckTales very firmly in the lead. So it's looking like there's a good chance that'll be our mystery game later. But again, we have a while to go before that. You're going to put in a donation, you want to change that game, make sure you select it in your incentive. And I want to remind everyone also that Deer Simulator incentive is still open. We do have until the end of our next couple runs here to actually get that going. Again, $278.59 out of $420 currently. So under $200 to go, we can definitely get that. And I've been told these cutscenes are extremely silly and very much worth seeing. I think we're already having a great time with our first silly game. It's only going to get better. We want to make it as good as possible. Let's get that incentive, man. I think we can do it.
And that was Admiral. And now we've got the freeze breath. So now we're going to go over to King's Forest 2. But now you're probably thinking, what happened to King's Forest 1? That is another optional level, and King's Forest actually diverges from the Toxic Territory, which we will be seeing after King's Forest, and as well as Coast of Dragons. So Coast of Dragons will lead you to King's Forest 2. The Toxic Territory will lead you to King's Forest 1. And these missiles, you're probably wondering where they're coming from. You can see the general in the back. And I'll do a quick shout out to the furry marching band, as we do have some sousaphones, trombones that launch cymbals. because why not? Later on, we will see some saxophones. And that was King's Forest 2. Now we're going to King's Forest 3B. So now you're probably going, what about 3A? Well, that leads from King's Forest 1. And the reason they do that is because we are actually right above King's Forest 3A. 3A is the lower route of this level, and 3B is the upper route. So it's a pretty straightforward level. We got to go down here. We got to use our lightning breath, which that was from our first boss. You rarely see it in the speed run, and that's because there's not a whole lot that actually utilizes it. So as I mentioned earlier, with this level being 3A, 3B, if you saw that little fiery part down there, that's 3A. You come up through this white log, and you come to the same exit. And that was 3B. And now we're going to King's Forest 4. And this is going to be one of the longer levels because of my new routing. So normally, we'd go up about halfway through the tree, and that's where the exit is. We are actually going to climb the entire tree. This level is very heavy on the platforming. There's our saxophone. Oh, I just got hit there. I'm not sure what the saxophone actually launches. It looks like little miniature suns. We're going to wait for the tube to stop attacking. We're going to hop up. And we will keep going. And there's our trombone launching the cymbals again. And it's our favorite sheep army. I actually have to wait because I did miss the cycle. And up we go. So normally, on a previous route, we would, actually, I take that back. The path was not down there, the exit. Oh, I am out of breath. There we go. Normally, I don't run out of breath there. I'm not sure what happened there. But we picked up the acid heart, and that gives us acid breath. So now we're going to jump up this way, and right there is the exit. But we're not going to go that way. We're going to jump over this way. And go for a giant leap of faith there to avoid the enemies and the cycles there. So as we continue jumping up, you'll start seeing a few more vines. The vines are very deadly. They do, I want to say they do 4 points of damage. Which, if you look in the top left, that's all I have left for health. So I gotta avoid all of those, all the vines. And that is probably the scariest jump right there, because those vines do hurt, and you have a very small window on that platform. But thankfully, because of hitboxes, platforms actually have a little longer of a hitbox than you imagine. So we got to destroy the vines there, and we are going to grab the ruby garnet here. Or sorry, the glow ruby. Ruby garnet's later on. So that gives us 10,000 gold. And that will allow us to upgrade our damage even more. And so from here, we are just going to kind of fall down. It's a little lengthy fall there. We might get hit by an arrow. Yep. And sometimes that happens. And that's King's Forest 4. So now we're going to open up our menu. We're going to upgrade to attack 6, we're actually going to re-enter King's Forest 4. And the reason for that is because when you upgrade your attacks, it doesn't apply to the first level you go into. So we do that in order to get our strongest attack here. Oh. Let's see. Oh, yep, that's the attack we want. The Warden just kind of brings us up right to them to attack. Not the smartest move on their part. Oh. And I died. I'm not sure why the breath attack was not working there. That's okay. We'll just hop right back into it. Okay, that time it works. There we go. There's not a whole lot more to say about this boss, so if we have any more announcements.
Perfect, we do indeed. Let me click over to the donations tab. We have 3 donations that have come in the past few minutes. We've got $20 from Ian Keith, who says, does this game have any dragons in it? Your opinion?
I have yet to... oh no, I got distracted. That's okay. That's okay. To answer your question whether or not it has dragons, we have to actually define what a dragon is. And I have yet to determine what that answer is. So at this time, inconclusive.
Fair enough. That has gone towards watch the cutscenes. We have another donation for $20 from Russian Dragoness, who says, rar, 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 rar. Hi, Alan. Thank you very much. And $10 from Moonblazable, who says, hey, talcerase, would you say this game is about a good dragon or a bad dragon?
So to kind of go off of an earlier answer, I think that depends on how you define a dragon. In this case, I would probably say it's a good dragon, but we'll hold off and see what the credits have to say. Fair
enough. And that does bring our Deer Simulator incentive up to under $100. We're at $328.59 out of that $420 total. We're going to get there, I think, and we're going to get to watch some extra silly cutscenes. I'm told it's about 10 minutes of cutscenes in total. It sounds like it's going to be very worth it. 10 more minutes of marathon? Why not? Let's get it.
All right, and I did defeat the Warden there. I've never defeated the Warden without destroying that bottom part, so that was somewhat unique on that part. So now we're into the toxic territory, where, as you might imagine, there is a lot of toxic sludge. And we've got enemies that now launch toxic attacks at us, as well as those arrows. And that was Toxic Territory 1. Coming up is Toxic Territory 2, and this is our first semi-auto scroller. In this level, you are chased by a wall of fire, which is an instant kill. And there are multiple paths to take in this pipe maze. We are going to be working on taking the top route, and the reason for that is because that has... Now, if I remember right, I believe this one is the Ruby Garnet. And that gives us 5,000 gold, which will allow us to do our final upgrades. But in order to do that, I do have to freeze all of the water. And sometimes platform hitboxes, again, they're a little weird. And this is probably the most nerve-wracking part of this run, because that flame gets so close. I will say, on the old route, it used to be the final boss was the most nerve-wracking, but since I did some reroutes, final boss is kind of a breeze. It's Wishing Star Garnet. That's what it is. And now we're just gonna go to the left here. Do a couple more jumps, and that'll be the end of Toxic Territory 2. And that's the end of Toxic Territory 2. As Dragon falls down and lights his pipe at the campfire. So now we are upgraded to the magic number of 644 there. That gives us more attack, more health. And we did the 6 attack earlier. That brought everything up to a stronger level. So now this stage, we're just going to climb the mountain. Do a little damage boost there. Avoid the arrow. We're going to go to the left here in order to melt the rock. The rock is very durable, as you can tell. So much that it glitches out and turns white when you run out of breath. We're going to avoid that treasure because we actually don't need it. And as we fall down, try to avoid the symbols from the trombone. And that was Toxic Territory 3. So coming up are the brothers. And they are a two-parter boss. And this is the fight that we'll really see the lightning attack come in power. And sometimes you will get trapped like that, unfortunately. Okay, you're just gonna continue with that attack. There we go. So there are attacks where, when they launch up, they'll have a little lightning symbol. You do that, and it makes them vulnerable. And in this case, we were able to one-cycle the first brother, which is good. Because if not, if you don't kill them before they switch spots, it adds a few seconds there. So when this guy pulls out his pocket watch like that, that's when he's vulnerable, and that's when you want to hit him with the lightning breath. Gotta play it safe there. There we go, and that's the brothers. All right. So if you remember what I said earlier about optional levels, the 4th level in the Green Grasslands is actually a secret exit through here. Oh, am I gonna? I'm not gonna make it. Okay. And you actually need to have the freeze breath. Okay, why am I not making that? There we go. So that is a very tight window on your flight there. We're going to get the Momiji helm. You also can get the Momiji armor later on, coincidentally, in the level that we are going to be going to. We're not actually going to grab it, though. So we're going to switch to our ice breath here. And we're going to, yep. We're going to hope for that. Freeze the enemy, jump, and we're going to flutter over this way. I hope I'm going to... Yep, we made it. Made it to Solid Snake there and their friend. And we're going to hop up the roof here. And here is our secret exit. And this will take us to the 4th level in Green Grasslands. And that is the Wizard's Tower. And this level is all about puzzles. So this first one, pretty easy. Oh, you just got to change the flames on that level to match the bottom. We're going to come up here, freeze the waterfall. Up here is another puzzle that we are going to skip, as this one just gives us an item that we don't actually need. So we're just going to come up here, melt the statue, and we are going to go to the right, and that will be the end of Wizard's Tower.
Do I have time to sneak in an important donation?
Yes, absolutely.
I have $10 from Oasis, who says, Merriam-Webster defines a dragon, noun, as 1, archaic, a huge serpent, 2, a mythical animal usually represented as a monstrous winged and scaly serpent or saurian with a crested head and enormous claws, 3, a violent, combative, or very strict person. There's our answer, I think. We've defined a dragon.
We have.
Thank you, Oasis.
To which then I would say, yeah, I would say this game has a dragon in it. So we're at the castle approach. There's two paths. You have the upper path and the lower path. Lower path, if you have your lightning breath, which you should because you can't get through here without beating the 4 bosses, you can make the car go and you get a free ride. And once the car stops, we just hop off and we're just going to go to the left. Also, that person in the green that we just walked by, if I'm not mistaken, I think that is actually our girlfriend. But Dragon's just so determined to get to the castle that doesn't even pay attention to it. And that was Castle Approach. And so now we're in the final battle. So the attack that we got from the Wizard's Tower is the Magic Breath, which is what I use on the red ninja there. And that's an instant kill for him. And so now we're using the purple ninja to defeat the yellow ninja. And there we go. So now that there's 2 ninjas left, they will continuously do their strong attacks like that. And one thing I have discovered when routing this new route is that the green-purple combo is actually the most difficult, but it's still the fastest. Let's see, there we go. So we just continuously work on damaging the purple ninja until they disappear. Then the green ninja will be like, yeah, no, I'm out. Oh. We're gonna play it safe here. Yep, called that. So the reason that the green and purple ninja is the most difficult is because their timings are very off. Oh. There we go, we defeated the purple ninja. There's the green ninja going like, I'm out, and the king's gonna, he already threw his crown and decided to throw a second. All right. So that was the final battle, but now we're gonna go to the final island. And this is probably the hardest fight right here. It's all about timing on this. And as you can see, we're done. And now we're going to do the king. And we're going to use the magic breath on the vent back here. The reason being is once that blows up, he starts taking damage throughout the entire battle. There we go. So his first 3 attacks are always the same. He always does the fist, he does the lightning, and then he does the flame. I should not have flown in this. So I, on that one, really should have ducked. Oh, okay. Nope, fire breath on that. And then acid breath on the hand. Eventually, once you do enough damage, each part will blow up. All right, we're gonna duck there to avoid that. And there goes the lightning. So with the lightning attack, he can do 2 different attacks. He can do either the fist or bring his head down and launch more laser beams. He'll never do the ice attack with the lightning. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that fist is actually blown up. Let's find out. Yep, okay. So we've taken care of 1 attack. We've just got a couple more to go through. All right, gonna do the lightning. The reason I fly with lightning and kind of jostle myself back is because the lightning actually kind of follows your path. Oh, okay. I don't know what blew up there. That must have been the ice beam. Oh, got hit. There goes the lightning attack, which that should not have launched that. Oh, and his fire is out. And so we're now at a waiting game because the king will not move his head without the lightning. So how we doing out there, Fast and Furious?
Sounds like I got a good amount of hype in this audience
Yeah,
here. This is our first run
absolutely.
already. We've got so much more to go. I want to say thank you to our raiders coming in from Zello. There's enough O's in there. I hope I got those enunciated properly. I want to also say we had a $69 donation come in from Anonymous. Nice. Thank you. Really appreciate it. That was also put towards the Watch the Cutscenes incentive. Let me refresh that. I think we're getting very close to meeting that now. For Deer Simulator, we are less than $23 from meeting that incentive, which gives us 10 minutes of very silly cutscenes for our Deer Simulator run, which will be in 2 runs after this one. I'm sure we're getting there.
Oh, and that's time. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. You're fine.
Yeah, so that was a dragon, a game about a dragon. That last fight, like I said, once the lightning attack is destroyed, the king doesn't bring his head down, and then because he's taking damage, you just kind of have to sit. It kind of sucks, but that is what it is. If you're interested in running this game, feel free to hit me up. I would love to have some competition. At one point, there was another runner. They've deleted all trace. Their video no longer exists. I can't even find it. The speedrun.com page is gone. So I guess technically speaking, I currently hold the world record. And just out of curiosity, what was the final time? 32. Okay, it's not bad. My PB is like a 26, so, and that's because I took 2 deaths in there. And there you go, dragon, rescued girlfriend. They're having a nice little kiss there. And you're probably wondering, what do you get when you beat this game? you unlock a language option called, I want to say it's Hawaiian Creole. And all that does is switches the game so that you understand what Dragon's saying, and it turns out he speaks in a Boston accent. And to go off of Blaze's donation earlier, is this a good dragon or bad dragon? Because the dragon did not get strong enough and fell into the ocean with his girlfriend, I would say bad dragon. We can make him into a good dragon if we had gotten every treasure. But, you know what? It's still a happy ending. And all right, I've been talcerase. Thank you for having me, Fastest Furs. I look forward to the rest of Silly Block.